It was night, and after the clues led us down to shore, there were no swordsmiths in sight, only a single eccentric stranger. He then threatened to destroy the Raiden Gokoden. In a blink of an eye, myself and the accompanying samurai had been defeated. Commissioner Kamisato was severely wounded, and I barely escaped death myself. After a long silence, he suddenly said, "Tell her this, my name is Kunikuzushi." He then turned and left. The unusual stranger could have easily claimed my life at that moment, but after noticing my appearance, he stopped his attacks and sternly asked if I had any connection with the name Niwa. Now, I want to thank today's sponsor, Friends and Dragons, as they have given us an opportunity to work with them and showcase the game in our video. Friends and Dragons is a mobile game that focuses on clever planning and strategic positioning. It is turn-based, which gives you all the time to plan your moves. However, if you decide to move your heroes, you are limited to a short period of time. Now, all players are given a free summon every day, and Friends and Dragons offers more than 150 heroes to collect. There are also a lot of different approaches that work great, leaving more room to experiment and improve your playstyle. To be honest, I haven't yet obtained a 5-star hero, but I've still managed to beat numerous levels with just my lineup composed of 4-star heroes and 3-star heroes. Another thing that Friends and Dragons differs from other mobile games is its unique style of co-op. You can do Words with Friends asynchronous gameplay, where each player brings 3 heroes to one match. If you have some friends who play through their Discord, you can invite them with ease. In fact, Friends and Dragons have a great Discord server with helpful tips and a very close-knit community. They even hold in-game giveaways, which could help in finally getting that 5-star hero. If you're ever around playing, you can join our guild, Mist Splitter, and let's finish a few levels together. I'm actually continuing to play this game because it's a great game filler for lunch breaks. Lastly, this game currently features a special limited event called Chase the Dragon. Do take note that you have 7 days to complete this. If you are planning on downloading this game, click on my link or scan this QR code, and if you're a new player, you'll get a special bonus of 1 free summon, daily energy potions, and gold for free and an exclusive offer, which I understand is great for progressing through the game in your first few months. So come on now, and try Friends and Dragons. Once again, thanks to Friends and Dragons for sponsoring this video. Another thank you for your patience with that long ad. Long ago, we thought that Kazuha was a natural-born descendant of the Kaedehara Clan, a descendant of a clan that now only exists in the bearings of its predecessors. We were wrong. Kazuha wasn't a full member of the Kaedehara blood. Instead, his blood had also come from the family of Niwa. His great-great-grandfather was a bladesmith who is best known for creating one of Ishin art's greatest works, the Ishin Sansaku. His name, Niwa Nagamitsu, was one of 3 who contributed to finishing such a fine blade. After this work, it is unknown where he went or what he did for the rest of his life, but one of his sons, Kazuha's great-grandfather, Niwa Yoshinori, was adopted into the Kaedehara clan. It isn't also explained why this is, or what event could have caused this to happen. All we currently know is that he was fostered by the Kaedeharas and given to him their clan's name, thus having the honor of being called Kaedehara Yoshinori. As he grew older, the title of clan head eventually came to him. During Yoshinori's time as the head of Kaedehara Clan, he served under the Kamisatos. The current commissioner at that time was the great-grandfather of Ayato and Ayaka. Yoshinori served him well and was even admirable at that. Suddenly, an order from the Raiden Shogun reached Yoshinori. He was requested to forge a Goshinto blade using a diagram she had delivered. The smiths of the Kaedehara clan, alongside Yoshinori, did all the best they could to create this Goshinto blade. But there was one major matter that hindered their progress. Their end product was defective and would easily break when testing it. However, they were sure to have followed each of the instructions written on the diagram that the Raiden Shogun had provided them. Little did they know that the forging diagram was tampered with by Scaramouche. Scaramouche, who, at this time, was seeking to destroy all of the 5 smithing branches of the Raiden Gokoden. If you've watched my video about Scaramouche's travels before he became a Harbinger, I mentioned that he was seeking revenge for the death of his friend, Katsuragi. For the swordsmiths, they were still having a hard time in making the blade that their archon had requested. When the day of the deadline finally arrived, many of the smiths fled and hid themselves into whatever corner they could find. They feared the punishment that the Raiden Shogun would do to them, so instead of facing the consequences, it appears that they value their lives more. But as head of the Kaedehara Clan, Yoshinori decides to investigate the matter and find out who was behind the tampering of the diagram. Alongside him was the current head of the Kamisatos. Eventually, they had tracked down their suspect to a beach near the Byaku Plains. While they did bring a lot of company with them, it wasn't enough to stop the quick strikes of Scaramouche. Lucky as he was, Yoshinori survived the attack, but dared not to do anything dangerous. Scaramouche came up to him and asked him if he was related to the family of Niwa. After his answer, we all know what happened next. Scaramouche spared his life and left a message. "Tell her this, my name is Kunikuzushi." Now, a lot of people have been asking who Scaramouche meant by her. While it hasn't been either cemented or revealed who this is, the most plausible guess we could think of is none other than A. Knowing the history between her and Scaramouche, she is the only person that Scaramouche would want to receive this message. Perhaps it's an indication that A's creation has awoken and is now roaming around Teyvat. Now, after Yoshinori's escape from death, he immediately accompanied the head of the Kamisatos to a physician. From there, the head of the Kamisato clan insisted that Yoshinori should never speak of what happened at the beach. He feared that Yoshinori might be charged for being involved with a suspect. When Yoshinori returned home, he was traumatized by his experience at the beach and feared that Scaramouche might return to him if he continued the family business. So to protect his family and the existence of the Kaedehara clan, he decided to stop making blades and abandon the Ishin art. As a replacement, Yoshinori took up the hobby of collecting and nurturing bonsai trees. In the coming years, the Kaedehara clan's prestige and wealth was declining. Without their business of forging swords, the members of the clan could not keep up with the expenses. To rid them of bankruptcy, Yoshinori's son tried his best to recreate the Koshinto blade using the same diagram from years earlier. Unfortunately, he did not know that it was tampered with, and those who tried to forge the blade with this diagram were meant to fail. Yoshinori had kept this secret even from his family, but whenever his son would ask for help, Yoshinori would only say one thing: "If you can't find the secret within, then the Ishin art deserves to fade from the world." The secret of how the diagram was tampered with. However, his son never solved his riddle, and instead grew impatient. He was enraged at his father, so enraged that he even smashed Yoshinori's cherished bonsai tree and threw the pot near a folding screen. The same folding screen that Albedo was investigating when we were at the warehouse near the police station. Despite Yoshinori's son being enraged with his father, he still wanted to find a solution to his clan's financial struggles. So he left his home and wandered to the other nations. He would not return to Inazuma even during the day of his father's passing. Still, he decided to come home, some years after his father's death. To his surprise, when his father was ill, most of his bonsai trees were donated to others, but there was one in which his father specifically ordered to be given to him. When Yoshinori's son arrived at their home, he saw this plant already withered, but his father insisted he should not throw it out as part of his dying wish. The sad thing here is that his son still didn't know the truth behind Yoshinori's retirement from forging blades. The real reason why the Kaedehara clan is now dealing with a financial decline. It was only until recently that his descendant, Kazuha, was exposed to this truth. Thanks to the help of many friends, we managed to finally solve the Kaedehara clan's secrets. It's still sad to hear that by the time Kazuha was born, his clan was nearly on the verge of collapse, having almost no fortunes to inherit when he grew of age. It came to a point where Kazuha could only watch as his home, and his caretakers were removed from his authority. But even after this mishap, he still found a way to live as a wandering samurai who roamed throughout Inazuma. his family's possessions now stored in a dark corner in the warehouses of the Tenryo Commission. From the Irodori Festival, it was later revealed that a mysterious stranger came to this warehouse in search of something. Maybe prized possessions of the Kaedeharas that could be sold for a fortune. Maybe the ancestral blades made by their once great smiths. The truth is, the stranger was searching for the same piece of paper we found. However, he ended up with nothing and shortly left Rito by boat. The stranger was none other than Scaramouche. In his departure, Kamisato Ayato watched him from afar, being aware of his presence. While his intentions were revealed by Ayato, the real question here is how did he manage to find out about this letter, as this happened only recently during the abolishing of the Sakoko Decree. Scaramouche could have learned this from an informant, maybe the same servants that Kazuha asked questions from, was also whom Scaramouche got it from, or maybe someone who's working in the Tenryo Commission. Still, my guess is as good as yours, so feel free to type it down in the comments. Now, if you want to know more about the story of Scaramouche taking revenge on the Raiden Gokaden, you can watch our video. Do take note that in that video, Hoyoverse changed some of the names of the 5 schools, such as Kyoshin changed to Futsu, and Dome to Hyakume. Also, to add a quick trivia about the Raiden Gokaden, the term Gokaden is ascribed to the 5 major swordsmithing schools in Japan, each named after the province where the school originated from. The real Japanese Gokaden are the Yamashiro tradition, the Yamato tradition, the Bizen tradition, the Soshu tradition, and the Mino tradition. Now to end the video, I never realized that Kazuha's ancestry was this rich in lore, not to mention that his great-grandfather once crossed paths with a balladeer. I do have a question about his bloodline though. If I remember correctly, Kazuha admits that he has a unique ability or talent to read the sounds of nature. It's not yet known where or how he got this from. Back then, I thought it was just a minor detail added to his character, but now that I know his ancestry and his possible encounter with Scaramouche, what if he got this from his Niwa bloodline and could be helpful in his future story? His character seems to offer a lot more than what we currently know of. Do you also think that Kazuha and Scaramouche could meet in person? Comment it down below. To conclude, thank you for watching, and once again, we're Clementine. Be safe and stay tuned.